This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the Q4 Prep Workshop Part 2. We already did Part 1, so the replay will be available in the back office for those eCom Sellers Academy members and also eCom Sellers Mastery members. In addition to that, it will be available via email. We're sending out Part 1 and Part 2 along with the downloadable. So if you didn't download it, this document, please go ahead and download it now. We're going to talk about this document and what it means. So this is your strategies for success for Q4 and beyond. In it, it's got a couple of quick tips that might help you on this journey. So let's look at it real quick. The first thing is this particular document is editable, meaning that you can actually take notes inside of it. So if you haven't downloaded this, it's actually in the comment section of this meeting. So if you go to the comments section, you'll see a link to be able to get to this document. And what you have is, of course, the 3 months of the year. You can use this to print it out and make some notes about things that might help you with your business, things you may forget that you need to do, or things that you need to review or consider for your business. So in October, what we have is, starting the process of checking your inventory levels. That is on the 1st of October. In addition to that, we have Prime Day. A lot of people don't remember that there is a Prime Day that is now in October. I think they officially started it in 2022. It was sort of something that happened unexpectedly in 2020 when COVID hit. And so Amazon has kept it around 2022, 2023, and now 2024. If you are a seller, being ready for Prime Day is important. If you are sending things into a fulfillment center or a prep center, you may be a little too close to make that happen. You may have to sell or fulfill some things. But if you're a person that already has inventory into your warehouse or your fulfillment center, this might be a great time for you to put some things on sale. If you've got some things you've been wanting to move, because of the fact that during Prime Day, all platforms get a little bit of a boost. It happens all the time. And so since all platforms get a boost, this is a great way for you to be able to, I'm just going to check something real quick. Make sure my sound is good. Yeah, my sound is good. All right. So it's a great way for all platforms to get a little bit of a boost. And with that, getting a little bit of a boost in your sales, you'll get more exposure potentially. People that are thinking about early holiday shopping, or people that are thinking about things that they have to take to grandma's house for Thanksgiving. They may be ordering some of those gifts early. And so this may be a great window for you to get some extra sales. So don't forget about that. It's August the 8th and the 9th. You still have time if you already have inventory into your warehouses or you already have listings up. You still have time to put some of your items on sale or on clearance, or whatever the platform is that you're selling on, whether it's giving your listing a little bit of a boost or putting it on clearance, flagging it however you want to flag it. There's still an opportunity for you to get rid of some inventory if you're needing to get rid of some inventory. So consider that. In addition to that, you have Halloween, which is the 31st. And so the 31st is another window for you to be able to sell some items. You don't want to wait until the 31st. You want to go ahead and start getting your Halloween stuff together. So again, you can use this calendar. You can write directly on it. Come in here and indicate when you want to place your orders for inventory, and when do you want to put your items on sale, or when do you want to create your listings to make sure they're active, all of those things. I would encourage you, if you want to sell some Halloween items, definitely start making sure the first week of October that you have your listings up. They're active. The listings are optimized, the titles, the descriptions, the pictures, all of that, so that you can take advantage of that. In November, you've got a few dates that are extremely important. We suggest that you start your Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaigns, at least at a minimum by the 1st of November. Again, that doesn't mean that people aren't buying before then. You will see in some cases on different platforms, Black Friday deals start as early as October the 15th or October the 20th. So you can start your campaigns earlier if you want to compete and run them longer. or you can get them started on the 1st. The reason we suggest no later than the 1st is because you want to get those campaigns optimized. And so you want it to show up in the search engines. You want it to get some traction. You want to see if you need to tweak anything about the ad that you're running or the campaign that you're running so that you can get more eyeballs, the optimum amount of eyeballs on your listing. You want to see if you've got an ROI for the first couple of weeks of November, because again, people are buying. As soon as Amazon tells everybody it's another Prime Day, people will continue buying in October, November. And so you might as well take advantage of that free traffic. In addition to that, we also encourage you, if you're selling on different platforms where you have to ship in your inventory, you're not shipping it yourself. Someone else is shipping it for you, whether it is a fulfillment center that you're working with or the platform that you sell on, like Amazon's warehouse, or whether you're doing Walmart's WFS, or you've got your own service that you subscribe to. Most of those platforms and or most of the 3PLs or fulfillment centers will tell you, like, you really need to get your inventory in no later than November 1st in order for it to be ready and available for shipping by Black Friday. The date may change and may vary for platform to platform. This document was created before Amazon published any of their deadline dates. So again, they may change it, but most of the time it is close to that window. So even if it's not the 1st, even if they say it's the 30th, or if they say it's the 5th, again, you're in that window that you probably need to ship your stuff in if you are a person who ships. It's also another great time for you to make sure that you've got backup inventory ready to go. Then you have pre-Black Friday deals. Some of those pre-Black Friday deals are going to start earlier. They're going to start in October. And then other platforms will wait till November 1st. And then some of them will wait until about 2 weeks before Black Friday. So around the 15th, if you're going to be offering any pre-Black Friday deals, or you want to check your ads, see how they're running, your campaigns, how are they going, what kind of results are you getting, how many clicks, how many views, how many have you converted, all of that stuff. Then again, that's another window for you to check things out and see how they're going. You should be checking it pretty regularly between the 1st and the 15th anyway, but you can start your pre-Black Friday deals so that you'll have an opportunity to get more eyeballs on your listings. And we have Thanksgiving, Black Friday is the 29th, and Small Business Saturday is the 30th. Don't overlook Small Business Saturday. If you have a social media account, make sure that you're posting on your page on the 30th that you have a small business. Again, Small Business Saturday is a great opportunity for people to buy local. For those people who want to support you, maybe you've hit them up for stuff that you were selling before, but they weren't into it. Well, again, letting them know about Small Business Saturday. If you're a person who has your own website and you are like, you have a Shopify store, or maybe you have a WooCommerce store or some other store, then this is a great time for you to send out communications to your customers. You want to do that, of course, in advance. So probably somewhere around the 1st, the 15th, whatever deals or promotions, you want to figure that out and make sure that you're communicating with them on a regular basis, updating your website to make sure it's ready for not only Small Business Saturday, but also Black Friday. So making those adjustments. So 15th is also a good time to make sure you've made those adjustments as well. So definitely print this out and then use it to help you to keep track of where you are and what you need to do. Then in December, we've got suggested inventory shipping deadline for Christmas. Again, different platforms and different service providers will tell you what their specific deadline is. If you're working with a fulfillment center and they tell you that they want everything by December the 2nd, or they tell you they want everything by December the 5th, so that they can guarantee it'll arrive by Christmas, they'll tell you that. So know what your specific provider is telling you, and also your specific platform that you're selling on is telling you if you're a person that's shipping in inventory to them. Okay. But if you're not shipping in inventory to them, then, and you're shipping yourself, then you're probably good. But around the 1st of December, that is typically the deadline to make sure you're getting your inventory in. The one thing I did want to mention, I thought, and I think my VA may have accidentally deleted it. Yeah. So suggested deadline to order your inventory, that's in October, for the Chinese New Year. Every year, There's in China, they have a Chinese New Year. And so if you're ordering inventory that's coming through China or is going across the ocean, you might want to order your inventory in October for what you're going to be selling in January, February, March. Okay. There's a window. It's typically about 4 weeks, somewhere give or take, that you may not be able to get your inventory as quickly as you have in the past. So I just want to encourage you to make sure that you make a note to put that on your list of actions or activities to do as well. Okay. So going back to December, I just triggered that thought, sorry. Cyber Monday is, of course, the Monday after Black Friday. So this year, Cyber Monday is in December. All the past several years, it's been in November. So having it be in December, that's different for me because I'm used to it always being in November, but this year it's in December. So make a note of that. And then Giving Tuesday is also in December. And of course, we have Christmas Eve, we have Christmas Day, and Hanukkah this year falls on the 25th, if I remember correctly. We'll double check that. I'm pretty sure it's right. And then you have Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, and then Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, sorry. So these are all important dates and windows that might help you with your planning. So make a note of those. We also have given you the 10 busiest shopping days of the year. We're going to go through that again, but the 10 busiest shopping days of the year where people are spending money. This is important for you. So if you're planning on selling something, sourcing something, whatever, make sure that your inventory, that you've ordered your inventory at least 8 weeks before this date of this major, whichever one of these days it is. Make sure your listings are up no less than 6 weeks before that date. And if you're running campaigns, you start those at least 4 weeks before that date, whatever that date is. So Prime days, there's 2 sets of days now. There's July and then there's October. So Prime days combined, if you look in the media, if you look in the news or you look at the data, they get a lot of traffic. There's a lot of activity. A lot of sales are happening on the Prime days themselves. You have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, number 2 and number 3, and then Small Business Saturday. And then the rest of these, they could move and slide on the calendar depending on where they actually fall. Typically, like if Christmas Eve was on a Saturday and Christmas was on a Sunday, then of course Christmas Eve is going to be super busy and they may actually change the hours in which the store closes. So again, depending on where they fall, which day of the week they fall on, you might actually see some jockeying for the remaining 4 or 5 holidays and which one is going to win and what position they're going to be in. But we're going to go through them. So the Saturday before Christmas typically is considered Super Saturday. The Sunday before Christmas, again, another big day, the 23rd and the 24th. And again, if it happens to be that Christmas Eve falls on the Saturday before Christmas, that's all the more like, okay, that wipes out number 5 and number 7. The second Saturday in November, that's typically around the time frame where shipping deadlines hit or guaranteed delivery deadlines hit. And what I mean by that is, you'll see on different platforms, whether it is Best Buy or whether it's Walmart or Target or Home Depot, like they'll guarantee the item will arrive on Christmas or by Christmas if you order it by this date. Sometimes it's around the 12th of December, sometimes it's around the 10th, sometimes it's around the 15th. So again, there's this window that it falls, but it's pretty close to those shipping or guaranteed delivery deadline dates. Okay. The next is the first Saturday in December, and then the day after Christmas. All of those are huge shopping days. There are numbers that are tracked, and you can see the performance of that shopping, what the sales are based on that. So don't overlook those dates. Those are extremely important dates that can help you get a lot of sales. So a couple of quick tips for October. Definitely, we kind of went through, and I'll go back to the slides, but I'll go through this anyway. So you're going to do a lot of planning in October. for the holidays that are coming up. You want to optimize your listings. You want to make sure that your titles are good, your descriptions are good, make sure your images are good, swap out some images, maybe run your listings through Pingler or PingFrom. If you're selling on your own website, again, making sure that you make updates to your website, make sure that it's also optimized, make sure that it's ready. October is that window. You want to build or create any of your early bird promotions or limited time offers that you're going to do. And you also want to make sure that you check your inventory and your order fulfillment process. If you're doing print on demand, again, just knowing who you're doing print on demand with, what they have in stock, or if they, pay attention to any notices that they might send you about the fact that, oh, we only have so much of this, so that you're prepared for what's my backup, what's my secondary source. So again, October is another window where you can start putting together your list of secondary or backup sources. And then start working on your social media. That's in October. November, again, maximize Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, promotions, and of course, your website, any updates to your website for those Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and also Small Business Saturday. Don't overlook Small Business Saturday. Make sure that your fulfillment is running smoothly. There's nothing like, okay, I get a bunch of sales because I'm drop shipping with XYZ, and you haven't been paying attention that XYZ is backed up with orders, or they're not shipping. They were doing 2-day shipping. Now it's taking 4 days for the shipments to go out. Again, anything you can do to get ahead of that so you can reduce the customers canceling their orders or requesting refunds or whatever. You need to stay on top of what's happening with whatever your fulfillment service is. And if you're the person who's shipping, again, make sure that you've already ordered all your supplies, you got everything you need, so that you're good for getting your stuff out, and that you've kind of pulled your schedule together so that you know when you're supposed to be shipping. Manage returns. You will start to get some, just a handful. You'll get more in December and January, but have a process for managing returns. If you haven't finalized that, then this will be a great window to do that in November. And then sending out your emails for your post sale so you can start nurturing your customer relationships or getting feedback, referrals, stars, ratings, whatever you have in place. Make sure that you have that automated or at least ready to go. And then analyze the data so that you'll be prepared for any future adjustments you need to make for your December marketing. And then December, again, fulfilling orders in a timely manner. This is like the window where people get frustrated. I got to get it by Christmas. I got to get it by Christmas. So again, pay attention to the source that you're using. If you're doing drop shipping, you're doing print on demand, if you're using wholesale suppliers, make sure that you pay attention to what they're communicating so that you don't over commit to your customers and then you get a bunch of chargebacks or refund requests or, all of that stuff. So make sure that if you're doing it yourself, that you've allotted time. You will get an increase in fulfillment orders. So if you're used to fulfilling 5 to 10 orders a day and you go all the way up to 35 or 40 orders a day because it's Q4, you just need to be prepared to deal with that. What's your game plan? What's your strategy? I talked about that in session 1. Again, continue with the customer service. And then the next is being prepared to analyze your sales results and work on your post-holiday promotions. Is there anything you want to clear out? Inventory you want to get rid of, things you want to mark down drastically, because people always love an end of the holiday deal. They love an end of the holiday deal. Okay. So you can continue to look at this. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. And at the bottom, you have a place where you can make notes about things that you plan on doing, you want to do, things you need to do. So if there's anything that I mentioned in any of these recordings, you can come in here, you can write your notes, you can keep all of this together. So then that way you can follow the same plan or strategy for 2025's Q4 and 2026 Q4. Again, some of this stuff is repeat year over year. So this is a great opportunity for you to take notes on what it is you're planning on doing in the future. So with that being said, let me go ahead, and I have no idea why this thing is just rolling on its own, but okay. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the slides. This is part 2 of the Q4 prep. Again, you can download the document that I just shared. You can go into the comments section and download it. You'll also receive a follow-up email, so you can just go download it and just use it for whatever you need to use it for. Make notes, pull it out for next year, pull it out for the following year, pull it out for the year after that. It'll make it easy for you to keep all your notes in one place. So Q4 prep, we have session 2. I have already muted everybody. We'll take questions at the end. So with that, recap from session 1. First thing is to download the document that I just went over. Number 2, we talked about in session 1, it is Q4 and why is it so important? Of course, it's the busiest shopping time of the year. This is when people spend the most money on a lot of things. A lot of companies get into the black. They may be running a deficit all year, but they get into the black during Q4. So again, Q4 is so important. And as I've said before, like Q4 is really, for me, you really should start Q4 in September, even though technically it is October, November, December. But a lot of the activities you're going to engage in starting in September, going through October, November, and then finishing out December. Put together your 12-week game plan. What are you selling? What's your method? Are you going to be doing drop shipping? Are you doing print on demand? Are you going to do arbitrage, retail or online arbitrage? Are you going to do wholesale? Are you going to do private label, white label? What are you doing? And then which platforms are you selling on? Those are all decisions that you should have already made or you need to make this week. And what are your inventory levels? So figuring that part out, what am I selling and what are my inventory levels for what I'm selling? There's nothing like, getting a bunch of sales. I've only ordered 300 of this or 400 of this, and then getting a boatload of sales on October the 31st, and you're out for the rest of the year. So again, make sure you have sufficient inventory. Make sure you have a backup plan for your inventory or a secondary source or a third source, especially if it's a hot or popular item. Or again, what are you going to do different so that you can stretch that inventory if you need to? You should, in session 1, you should have established goals. So sales goals, profit goals, listing goals, all of your goals. So what are your target sales for October, target sales for November, target sales for December? How many sales are you shooting to get per day? If you already know what you're selling your items for and what your profit margin is on those particular items, so you know how much of that is coming back to you. And so what does that look like? What are those goals? And then what's your listing goals if you're a person that's selling a variety of different products? And so you're selling things that are definitely hot, popular, and trendy during Q4. Then again, you're going to be listing more frequently than someone that may have a private label product and they don't have to list as often because their listing is just what it is. All they have to do is update quantity levels and their life really doesn't change as much. They may bundle their list or bundle their product with something else to make it more holiday themed or to fit in with the holiday, but for the most part, they may not have to deal with any of this. So if you're a person that's selling a variety of different products, you should have a strategy for how many listings you're creating each day. And if you're doing print on demand, how many you're creating each day. If you're doing drop shipping, again, how many listings are you creating each day that are new listings during Q4? And then private label, again, making sure you have sufficient inventory with whoever your manufacturer or supplier is. Building a schedule. The one thing about building a schedule, it's going to build schedule builds routines. Routines can help you with consistency. Consistency is the one thing that will help you to make the most money. People who are able to scale their business exponentially, they consistently take the right action steps. They just do all the time. And so that's how they get to the numbers that they get to. They're able to successfully scale their business because they consistently take the right action steps for their business. That's going to be based off of your products that you're selling, your method of e-commerce, and then the platform that you're selling on. You have to be consistent all the time. And when you are that, you will see ridiculous sales during Q4. That's a fact. It's going to happen. And then also in session 1, we talked about defining your metrics. What are your profit margins? What are your profit margin goals? We had already talked about that. What's your ROI for the products that you plan on selling? What is the minimum ROI or the preferred ROI or maximum ROI you'd like to get? What's your sell-through rate? Have you ever calculated that? So in session 1, I kind of gave, there was a spreadsheet that I gave you to use to do some calculations. We calculated ROI. We did a couple of different things. So go back and look at session 1. Also use the document that we've shared with you to help you make sure that you're 100%, as much as you can be, prepared for Q4. All right, so now it's time to talk about the next thing. We talked about a bunch of planning. We talked about a bunch of defining. Let's talk about a few things that can help you if you're still in the early stages of getting ready for Q4. So, product ideas. I think this is one that people struggle with all the time. What do I sell? What do I sell? What do I sell? In session one, I mentioned that I help some moms who I have a special needs son. I have two special needs sons, but I help some moms who have special needs kiddos get prepared for Q4 to just sell. They use Q4 to help them to make money to cover their deductible for the new coming year, which is there's one of the strategies. That's how I got into e-commerce, is I use Q4 to help me get ready, to cover my deductible for the coming year, especially for out-of-network stuff. In addition to that, I use my deductible to be able to cover our vacations. So not deductible. I use my sales to cover vacations. So I use Q4 to do that. So you got to have a strategy. What's your goal number? If my vacation number is $4,000, or summer programs and camps is $4,000 or $5,000, and maybe my deductible is $6,000, I know I need to make $11,000, or maybe I say 12. If I got to make $12,000, an easy way to kind of make sure I stay on top of that is I got to have $1,000 in profit every single week in Q4. So I need to make sure I'm selling products that people want and that will move. You want products that are moving, that will sell. Okay. So here's some product ideas of products that actually move a lot during Q4 based on my, I don't know, how many years am I at this point? I don't know how many years. I'm 2014. And based on my 11 years of experience in selling online. Oh my God, I had to think about that. All right. So what are those products that are moving so you can get to that target number? If in this example it's $12,000, I got to have over $1,000 in profit every single week. It's over 12 weeks that gets you to $12,000. So first one, if you're looking for items that sell just in time or sell that you don't have to source a boatload of for Q4, you just need to source enough to get through this holiday period, this 12-week period. Then holiday related items or holiday themed items around Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all of those are going to sell. Also religious related items around those holidays as well that are related to Christmas and Hanukkah. So those items, it could be anything from a hair barrette to a pair of socks. It could be a hoodie. It could be a cutting board. It could be any of those things. Trust me, it could be Christmas decorations. It could be Halloween decorations. It could be paper plates. It could be tablecloths. These are things that sell. There's a reason why they're in the store this time of the year, and that is because they always, always, always sell. There's Halloween parties at different places. There's Thanksgiving parties, get-togethers. There's Christmas parties. There's other holiday-related parties. There's parties at work and parties in the neighborhood and parties with friends and parties with church groups. Look, I'm just telling you. I know this to be fact. I've sold a lot of bundles that are Christmas or Thanksgiving or Halloween themed and made a lot of money over the last 11 years. So I just want to encourage you to keep that in mind. These are things that move and that you don't have to hold on to forever. You can do retail arbitrage and online arbitrage to get these items, or you can buy them after the holiday is over and then list them for the coming year. So again, for those people that need to make money in Q4, this will do it. These types of products will do it. Next is seasonal related or seasonal themed items. So again, fall was started September 22nd. I don't know the first day of winter officially. I believe it is December. But in any case, I don't know the exact date. I don't remember it off the top of my head. So depending on where you are in the country, some of you may have to wear coats and jackets. I happen to live in Texas. The only time we have to wear coats and jackets is when we actually have ice storms. Outside of that, you will see people in shorts and flip-flops pretty much all year long in the part of Texas that I'm in. That may not be the case for you. If you're up there in Wyoming or Montana or whatever, then you may have to wear jackets. So different times of the year start pulling out their jackets and their coats around, in this 4-week period or this 12-week period. In addition to that, clothes, ice scrapers, anything to help protect your car, protect the motorcycle, protect the boat, those types of things that will help you winterize your house. The caulking, the stuff that goes in the windows or this film that goes over the windows, things that people put up under their doors because it also happens to be the start of hurricane season. So again, all of these products sell like hotcakes. And these are products that you don't have to have a boatload of inventory of, because they will just move. Will there be some potentially left over after the holiday is over? Yeah, but you will get some sales. You'll get movements on these things. Even if you are a terrible lister, meaning you have terrible pictures, and you have terrible titles and whatever, you might get one sale on a terrible listing. I'm just saying. These are things that move automatically. They sell automatically. Okay, so it doesn't require a significant amount of heavy lifting. That's what I'm saying. Next is gift or related or gift theme products. So going back to the holidays, all of those gifts that people tend to buy for their friends, neighbors, because everybody's having parties. I've mentioned all the parties before. So everybody's having parties. So gift boxes, gift bags. When I can't remember what year it was. I sold a bunch of gift bags. I've sold a bunch of wrapping paper. These are things that people are buying every single year. I dare you to just go to Walmart and like the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or the week of Black Friday. So let's go that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if you're going to go get your stuff for Thanksgiving. And I want you to pay attention to the number of people that are putting wrapping paper in their cart at the same time that they're buying that turkey. It's crazy. So again, wrapping paper sells all the time, and you can do print on demand wrapping paper. Just saying. Gift boxes. Sometimes people don't like to wrap. They wanted already decorated boxes. So you can get with a wholesaler and find some gift boxes so that you can list them on whatever platform you want to sell on, so you can sell them. Same thing with gift bags, supplies, things like that. So these are things that are going to sell automatically every year, no matter what. They're moving. And they order so much of it that then there's a whole clearance for it after the holiday is over. So again, order just enough. Do you know what just enough is? Well, if you're a new seller, you probably don't. But if you've been selling for a while, you may have an idea of how much you needed to have grabbed in order to take advantage of it. I will tell you that there are some stores like Big Lots, 99-cent store. They went out of business. Well, 99-cent store. They closed their stores, except for some that are in California. Everywhere else, they close them. So that that inventory is out in the liquidation space. And then Big Lots is closing some of their stores, and they have some of the best inventory. I absolutely love Big Lots. I was devastated. So they're closing some of their stores. I can't believe it. But they're already a closeout. They're already a discount closeout store. So I anticipate that some of those items are actually going to show up in Ollie's, just to be honest, and may or may not show up in Dollar General. But again, a lot of great products that you can get in the liquidation space. Maybe that's where you want to go and grab some of this inventory that's going to be moving, because they probably already placed orders with those suppliers. They announced Big Lots announced their bankruptcy in September. So typically buyers for retail stores, they buy, back in March and April. So I'm confident that inventory is coming in. It may get rejected at the docks because the company is in bankruptcy, which means it's got to go into the liquidation space. Like, it's going to be really interesting. Or maybe they're going to sell it out in lots. And so somebody is going to buy not just a pallet, but they may buy a container, and you got a bunch of Christmas stuff in there. It was already ordered in March or April. So it's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of that inventory and sell it for an amazing price. One year, I got wrapping paper for like less than 20 cents, 25 cents a roll, and it sells for way more than that. I got Halloween costumes prior years for as low as $1.85. The margins on that is ridiculous. So I'm just saying, these are things that move. They're going to move. They're going to sell. You don't have to do a lot of work. They're going to sell. Consumables. Again, I mentioned the parties already. people are going to be eating like crazy. So if you're a person and you're approved to be able to sell food, selling food, especially people who love hanging out at Pinterest or watching some of the Food Network shows or whatever the food YouTube channels, and they want to try and make some of these dishes, they're going to get the fancy tray, but they're also going to, buy a bunch of stuff. Candy is easy. Candy will always sell. Candy sales go up exponentially around this time of the year, and it's ridiculous how crazy the candy sales are. Candy sales will actually continue all the way through February because you have Valentine's Day. So candy sales will continue to be ridiculous from October to February. Just make a note of that in your notes that you already have access to, so you can use that to help you make money in the future. Again, things you don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting. They're going to make money anyway. Clearance products. There's a lot of clearance products and also going out of business. So the clearance aisle, this is a great time to go and shop the clearance aisle, because after the holiday is over, a bunch of stuff that's out there on the aisles of every store is going to get moved to the clearance section. So this time of year, they start marking the clearance down even more because they got to make space for all the stuff they're going to be moving into that section after Halloween, after Thanksgiving, after Christmas. So they start marking down clearance even more around this time of the year. Pay attention to it every single month, all of October, all of November and December. You'll be like, oh my God, I cannot believe that I got this for whatever the price is. And then you just turn around and flip it and resell it. So just saying, again, if you're not a flipper, if your method of e-commerce is private label, you might not be interested in this. But if you want some quick, easy, low-hanging fruit, you might consider splitting your private label business, do what it's going to do, and then jump into the let me make some quick sales on the other side business. Okay, sports and camping related products. People are going to be getting together. They're going to go to the football games, the baseball games, which are coming to an end, and basketball games will be starting, or they're already started. And sorry, I'm just all over the place. And they're also going to be going to college related games. So college related football, huge thing here in Texas. So they'll be traveling, all of the things that are needed to travel to a game, anything that is specific campus related for whatever team your niece, nephew, son, daughter plays for, and whatever that sport is. That kind of stuff sells like crazy around this time of the year, especially if they're going to games and they're coming together around Thanksgiving and we're all going to go to the game. So let's all wear the same outfit. We're all going to be in our orange hats or our black, whatever, orange and black scarves and whatever. Again, if you're doing print on demand, bunch of money there, because again, you don't have to put the campus's logo on anything. You could just use the campus colors and put it on some stuff and list it, because people are going to be buying that stuff. So sports related stuff, camping related stuff. People are going to be camping in the fall. It's a great time to camp, especially in Texas, because it's so hot any other time. And people will be going fishing. They will be getting their hunt on because they want to hunt a deer for maybe Thanksgiving. So I'm just saying, this is the time of year. All of those products that are used and or purchased around those activities, those are products that are low-hanging fruit that you can get quick sales on. Entertainment-related products. For the 5th time, I keep talking about these parties. You have no idea how much money I made on party supplies. So people are getting together. They're having parties. They got these company games that they're going to be playing. We've all possibly heard of White Elephant, which is the gift exchange. That's one that's not really a game. I mean, it's a game, but it's not a game. I'm talking about games where they, there's more activity going on. But there's so many different things. You could invest in board games. People buy board games this time of the year, especially in parts of the country where it's cold outside. They want to just stay in, play some board games. So again, board game sales go up exponentially. If you haven't been paying attention, you can Google this. All of this stuff that I'm saying, you can go Google it yourself, so that you can see, oh, she's right. Yeah. So board game sales are going to go up exponentially around this time of the year. And anything that is party related, people are getting together for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and any other sort of holiday that's in the middle of that, and celebration. Elections, they're going to be getting together for elections. There's going to be watch parties and all that other stuff. There's money to be made there for you if you take the action, prepare yourself, and dive in. You just need to get going. Toys, I just don't even know what else to say other than just toys. Now, I will say, no, let me just say this. There are things that are in the toy category on several different platforms that are not truly toys. They might be hobbies, they might be something else. But in any case, what I would do is I would study the toy category of Amazon. I would study the toy category for Walmart, study the toy category for Target. Just kind of look at that. And then think about stores, non-traditional stores that actually have a toy section. And especially those stores that actually brought back Toys R Us, like Barnes and Nobles. And so Best Buy has a non-traditional toy section. Barnes and Noble has a non-traditional toy section. I'm trying to think of all the stores that have a non-traditional toy section. What I mean is, like, during the holidays, that aisle, maybe they only had 4 rows of toys or 3 rows of toys, and that aisle goes to 6 or 8, or, you know, they have different things on the end caps and things like that. Some of the best toys that I've ever purchased, ironically, I got the best deals, is I bought them at CVS and Walgreens, believe it or not. Because they mark down that stuff sometimes to 80 to 90%, because they got to clear that section, because those stores have a finite amount of real estate. They have a finite amount of space for toys. And so when the holiday comes, they put the toys on 2 aisles or 3 long aisles or whatever. And when the holiday is over, they got to move the next thing into that same space. So you'll see around Christmas, you'll see all of the Valentine's Day stuff on the upper aisle, on the upper shelves in a Walgreens or CVS. Most people don't look up that high. They don't pay attention, and they're getting prepared, and they got to clearance out all these toys and toy related things so that they can make space and put the Valentine's Day stuff out. So again, I've paid attention to this. I've studied this for the last 11 years, and toy-related items of any type, electronic or otherwise, sells. Doesn't matter what grade, what age. I said grade. Doesn't matter what age. It doesn't matter what gender. It doesn't matter. All of them are low-hanging fruit where you can get sales. Okay, so these would be products that I would source. I would sell these types of products. Source them. Customizable products. Most of this is going to be print on demand. So cutting boards that are engraved, I don't know, blankets that are engraved, jackets, hats, t-shirts, things that are customizable for the person. Key rings, prizes, whatever. Things that are customizable. People love to have a personalized touch or a customized touch to a gift that they received. So again, that's another one for you to make money. If you got a private label business, maybe you just jump into print on demand, and maybe you sell something unique, like, I don't know, custom blankets, and, you know, have them engraved from grandma or whatever, so that way you can get some extra sales on something you didn't have to put a lot of effort and energy into. Supplements and supplement related accessories. So COVID is still real. COVID is still here. People are still getting sick. Some people are getting more sick than others, but for the most part, most people hopefully are surviving, because there's other kinds of drugs out there to help. But supplements to help boost the immune system sell like hotcakes. October, November, December, January, February. They sell like hotcakes because that is cold and flu season. So if you've never sold those products, or you're not authorized, this may be a time where you go ahead and get approved to be able to sell those products. Accessories like thermometers and heating pads and cold compress and Band-Aids and all of the things that people might need around this time of the year. Those are the things that you can sell. These are all products that are moving around this time of the year. Supplements sell like crazy. All of your vitamin C's, your zincs, your vitamin D, your lysines, your all of those. The teas, Think about all of the different immune boosting types of tea that you can buy, turmeric, peppermint, all kinds of different teas that people drink around this time of the year. So those are all freebies for you to know that you can make money selling these products. And if you decide, let's say you find a gold mine, you find a product that's really, really moving. This may be the product that becomes your steady Eddie. Like supplements sell year round, but they really get a boost around this time of the year. So again, and maybe that's what you're going to sell long term if you haven't figured out what is my product that I want to focus on and put a lot of energy in. This is also a great time to test some of these products, figure out if this will be your private label product. And this is also a great time for you to think about bundling products. I mentioned bundling in part 1. I'm going to mention it again just briefly here because bundles will make you money. Bundles will make you money. Okay. All right. So other ideas, again, I talked about a bunch of them. If you're going to do print on demand, apparel, you could do accessories, you can do gifts, home decor, all of those around the themes that I mentioned before, whether it is seasonal, whether it is holiday themed, all of those, you're going to make those items are going to get some eyeballs on them. They're going to get some traction. They're going to get some traffic. Now, for print on demand, you always want to start early rather than late. So you want to pay attention to that. And you also want to make sure that you are focused on or taking advantage of like bundle opportunities for print on demand, if there are any. And if they're not, just make sure that, you know, your designs are on point. It may require a little bit of extra work. If you are really good at Canva, then you may do okay. If you're not really good at Canva, then you may want to hire somebody to help you with some designs. And, you know, or you may want to do something fun. Let your kids draw something and then superimpose it onto, you know, t-shirts and hats and whatever. I was watching earlier today, the couples whose picture Kendrick Lamar used, not that this is sort of a design related, but it is design related. The couple whose picture Kendrick Lamar used for his latest record release, it was a pair of black Air Force Ones, and they are taking that picture of those shoes and selling it on t-shirts. Again, something basic. So they didn't even have to come up with a design. It's just a picture. So if your kid draws all the time and it's fun and it's whimsical, you may just put it on some stuff and see what happens. It could be anything from a picture on the wall to a tote bag. It could be on a pair of leggings, or it could be put on a hoodie. So don't overlook all of those opportunities. And remember, around this time of the year, you can do ornaments. A lot of people don't think about ornaments as being print on demand, and they are. They can be engraved, you know, baby's first Christmas, things like that. So print on demand ideas. So drop shipping ideas. I mentioned a lot of products. And so if you tailor I mentioned a lot of ideas. Okay. If you tailor any of those ideas around the products that are on my screen, then again, that's another opportunity for you to make some money. Drop shipping. And again, print on demand is another form of drop shipping, but you know, skincare products, fitness products, they're going to sell around this time of the year. People are going to get, I need to stay in shape. I can't stay inside all day, blah, blah, blah. And we've already mentioned personalized gifts. So men's gifts, women's gifts, gadgets, things like that. And then wholesale, again, some of this is just repetitive. Clothing, apparel, beauty, care, electronics, home goods, games, toys. So I've mentioned all of these. So what you need to do is you need to put your seasonal or holiday themed spin on any of these products. You need to also look for opportunities to create bundles. So here's a list of dropship suppliers. This is not a be-all, end-all list. Inside of our eCom planner, we have a full list of dropship suppliers. Well, it's not a full list. It's actually, it's a pretty decent list. I think there's at least 50 to probably 100, somewhere between 50 to 100 dropship suppliers and wholesale suppliers that are in there that are given to you absolutely free. But here's some to think about. And then wholesale suppliers, again, a few to think about if you're going to do wholesale. The one thing you might want to invest just a little bit of time and energy in is seeing about liquidation, seeing about a pallet. Make sure you find a reputable supplier. Some of them may be local. You can literally drive up to them if you got a truck and get a pallet of your own, get a box, whatever, and start listing some of those items. As I mentioned before, Five Below, not Five Below, Big Lots and 99-cent store. 99-cent store closed everywhere except for in parts of California. And then Big Lots, it's in bankruptcy and they're closing several stores. So Big Lots was already a closeout. It's already a closeout. Some of that inventory was already ordered in March and April. So go take advantage and get some of that liquidation inventory. So how do you prepare? I keep saying the word so. I got to stop saying that. So preparing for the busiest 6 weeks. It's really like a 4 to 6 week window. So we're so close at this point. But you do need to figure out if you need money to buy inventory, to source inventory, then figure out what your funding is going to be. Maybe you've got some things, you got a death pile, you can go list some stuff for dirt cheap, flip it really fast, take that money and invest it in a larger amount of inventory. Maybe you're a person, 1 year, my strategy was to actually buy a bunch of Black Friday deals and then flip them for Christmas. And so that's what I did. So I didn't have a lot of inventory. I was late to the game. It was the year that my eBay account got locked down. So I could only do Amazon. And so because my eBay account was locked out, again, eBay does weird stuff, Amazon does weird stuff. I didn't have a choice. I got started late. Well, technically, I was trying to get my account unlocked, and they finally unlocked it around like December the 12th or some crap like that. I can't remember. It was a long time. It was a long time ago. I think it was like 2015, 2014, 2015, somewhere off of there. But anyway, I was annoyed. So I had to get a late start into selling. What I did was I took advantage of Black Friday deals and I flipped all my Black Friday deals and turned that into a bunch of profit in a 4-week window. It was insane. I didn't even know that was possible. But I went hard in the paint, figured it out. So if you are a person that's struggling with funding, maybe you sell some things now and then you go hard in the paint for a really strong 4-week run and see what you can help come out on the other side. If you're creating listings, you're going to take advantage of this window and sell a variety of different products that are already naturally, organically moving, then you're going to have to list, period. If you're running ads, definitely stay on top of your ads stats, your sales stats, your click-through rate, your how many clicks, how many are converting, all of that stuff. So if you're running Google ads, you're running Facebook ads, you're running Bing ads, or you're running Instagram ads, if you're running ads on the different platforms that you sell on, again, pay attention to your stats. Always monitor your inventory levels. Focus on your 6-week game plan if you didn't already create one, and go back and sort of tweak your listings on a regular basis to help get some traffic. Run your listings through Pingler and Ping Farm. Run your listings through Pingler, at least Ping Farm. If not, find another pinging platform that will allow you to create backlinks, but make sure your listing is optimized before you do that. That same year that actually the year before, I was doing bundles. And what I did was every time I created bundles, I would run the listing through Ping Farm that morning, and then I would run it through Ping Farm again before I went to bed, and then I would get up and run it through Ping Farm like the next evening. And so I sold a lot of my bundles without having to run ads. So just sharing that information. You got to have good listings, good titles, good descriptions. Make sure that you think about how you're going to reconcile. You're going to have to be prepared for returns. You're going to have to be prepared for refund requests. And, I always tell people to wait until maybe January 18th to January 20th before they start spending that money that they made in Q4, because most of the platforms are going to extend the return window by 45 to 60 days during Q4. There's nothing like having already spent that money and you don't have it to give back. So when you make sales, hold that money. And then after the 20th, after things have been reconciled, then maybe January 20th, then maybe start spending that money. Okay. And stay on top of your fulfillment if you're doing fulfillment. Okay. So I went through the busiest shopping days already. And one that I forgot was Singles Day, although I got to go check that. And last but not least, a couple of additional tips. Like if you are selling on a platform that allows you the opportunity to put your store on vacation, try not to do that. That used to be a strategy about 10 years ago. They would say, just put your store on vacation. You can't sell anymore. And I'm like, no, I mean, like if you're not going to be available to fulfill the orders or to monitor what's happening, then yeah. But if you are available and you've got a mobile device, you can run your entire business from your mobile device. Is it easier to do some things using your laptop? Absolutely. But you can do everything you need to do on your phone. You may want to consider for some of the platforms increasing your handling time or in your shipping time if you're fulfilling the orders yourself, especially if you don't meet the criteria for Amazon to allow you to be able, well, yeah, if Amazon's going to allow you to be able to do seller fulfilled, that's fantastic. But if they're not going to allow you to do seller fulfilled, then you're probably fine on your handling and your shipping time. Or if somebody else is shipping for you, again, paying attention to how long it's taking them to get orders filled, how long it's taking them to get orders out the door, so you can make adjustments to your listings if you have to. Keep listing, keep sourcing. That's one of the things I tell people, like, don't stop sourcing during Q4. Don't stop sourcing, because you will sell out of something and be like, oh my God, I'm out. And then you got to go back out there and start sourcing, especially if you're doing retail arbitrage or you're selling products that are just in time sold products, popular, trendy, seasonal, and holiday. Make sure you have a backup source, secondary source for some of your products, so that if it's a hot thing that you're good to go. Print on demand. You should start making your designs now, creating your listings now, setting up your accounts now. If you are not a print on demand seller, do that now. Look for products that stand out. So take a look at those products that stand out. Another tip is also look at products when you go to the store and you see that, I'm just going to use an example of like Paw Patrol. It's probably a bad example, but anyway. So let's say in Paw Patrol, we know that they've got different colored outfits. And let's say that the blue one is always out of stock. You've gone to 3 different Walmarts. You discovered that the blue one is out of stock. That's your hot item. That's your hint that that's the hot item. If they've got the one that's in the red outfit, and they've got the one that's in the purple or the pink or whatever outfits, and they have plenty of those on stock and the cluster on that wall or in that unit, and then you look and you see that the blue one is always gone, that's your hot item. That's the one that you need to hunt for, because that's the one that you can probably charge a higher price for, just gonna be honest. Or you can put it in a bundle because people want that one. That's the popular toy. Okay. Continue pushing your listings to Pink Farm. I said also cross list. Create your listings or send your listings over to like Pinterest, send them over to some of the other platforms. Mercari, don't overlook that. And some of the other platforms that will allow you to cross list. If you sell on eBay, they'll automatically allow you to put it on Bonanza. You just want to make sure, again, that your listing is optimized before you do Bonanza, because Bonanza, sometimes your listings will show up in Google Shopping. If you know anything about Bonanza, you can pay for the extra, eyeballs on your listing. I forget what it's actually called at this point, because I'm tired. Look out for deals in an in-demand product or gift. So sometimes on TV, they will tell you what some of the in-demand products are. So pay attention to some of the little news outlets when they talk about the in-demand products that are hot. You can also read articles. You can go into Good Housekeeping and read what they say are the in-demand products, and just be on the lookout for some of those things. And then pay attention to it when the inventory is like empty or the shelf is empty for a specific item. So yeah, figure out your cash flow, pay attention to your stats, know your numbers, pay attention to your competitors, and prepare for a long return window, which I already talked about, and then pay attention to your payouts. So different platforms are going to, have different payout windows and payout times. So just pay attention to your payouts so you can stay on top of what your numbers are and how much you're potentially going to profit this Q4. So I think that is it. Those are the big ticket items. So I'm going to go over here. I don't know who's still with me, but I'm going to unmute and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And if you want to ask questions, I just want to encourage you to go ahead and ask questions. If not, you can always send me a thing to reach out to me and to contact me. You can schedule a free coaching session. You can go over to ecomsellers.com and click on services and schedule a free coaching session. We can talk about your business, talk about what you're doing, talk about how things are going so that you're in the best possible position to profit the most this Q4. So what questions can I answer for you, if any? Okay. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. And you can always email support@ecomsellers.com or info@ecomsellers.com if you have any questions or if you want to schedule a free coaching session. Be on the lookout for an email with this recording and part 1 recording, and also download the Q4 prep document. So bye for now.